me today here in the studio, I'm joined by Capital Network Analyst Riccardo Lowi. Riccardo, good morning.
Morning, Andrew.
You've been taking a look at Shield Therapeutics. First off, why do you reckon now's an exciting time for investors to potentially take a look?
Absolutely. Basically, there's two very important milestones coming up in the first half of this year. So the first one will be the results of a phase 3 study where Shield's lead product, Feraccru, is being compared to one of the leading intravenous iron brands, Injectafer. And so this will be very important to support, the efficacy and safety profile of Feraccru versus the other players in the markets. And very important, at the end of July, on the 27th of July, the FDA has set a PDUFA date to decide on the marketing authorization for Feraccru in the US. So it's not going to be important just to see whether it is going to be approved, but also what kind of label the FDA will grant to Feraccru in the US.
In your view, what's attractive about Feraccru?
So Feraccru is a non-salt oral iron product, the only non-salt iron product. And basically this gives Feraccru an important advantage in terms of tolerability. So compared to other oral iron drugs that are available, both OTC or prescription, and usually they're generically available, so they cost not much, maybe $10-20 a month, but there's important side effects and tolerability issue, and also the dose you have to give is in the several hundreds of milligrams per day, whereas Feraccru is 30 milligrams twice a day, and it's way better tolerated. That's what came up from most of the studies that were run so far.
And as far as pricing, what does it command?
So the idea is to price it a premium, of course, compared to other generic oral products. So maybe in the $300 per month supply range, ballpark range. This would be, broadly speaking, in line with other intravenous iron products, without, of course, the costs of hospitalization and the risk associated with that, and would still be probably cheaper than the supply of Auryxia, that is a key competitor. It's another oral product to treat iron deficiency anemia.
So back to what you said at the start, there are a couple of key milestones to look forward to. What's your take on Shield Therapeutics' current valuation?
So Shield looks to me very much undervalued. They finalized last year, in 2018, a deal with Norgine for the commercialization of Feraccru in Europe, where it's been approved for a few years now. They received a good upfront payment and especially a good tiered royalty structure. But basically the bulk of the value of the product will be in the finalization of a similar deal for the US market, which of course will be probably heavily affected by the outcomes of the two milestones we discussed. So the phase 3 results from the study against Injectafer, and more importantly, whether it's going to be approved and with what label by the FDA in summertime.
For Riccardo's full report, click on the eye in the top right-hand corner of your screen. Riccardo, thanks very much.
Thank you, Andrew.